Number 3 is forms of light and shadows, and last is for tourism purposes. The second graphic organizer will cover the module 5, art and philosophy, formalism, expressionism, and Hinduism. Formalism describes the critical position that the most important aspect of a work of art is the form, the way it is made, and its purely visual aspects rather than its narrative content or its relationship to the visual world. So let's define the formalism. In art history, formalism is the study of art by analyzing and comparing form and style. Its discussion also includes the way objects are made in their purely visual of or material aspects. In formalism, art is the combination of perceptual concepts or elements. The auditory, rhythm, pitch, melody, harmony, dynamics, visual, line, shape, value, and texture and color are form equals art. Second is the non-figurative. Non-figurative is formalism art is non-figurative because does not contain any representation, like for the example above. Using of representation into form. Dito naman po is essence of representation. The reduction of representing into form seeks to distill the essential elements or core of ideas of representation, stripping away extraneous details. Dito po sinasabi na sa reducing of representation into form is ang isang artist ay nagpo-focus sa mga colors, shapes, and concepts and fundamentals of an artwork kung saan minsan is nawawalan na po yung representation or yung totoong pag-imitates ng isang bagay. The last bullet for lesson 1 is the purely formal music, form of classical music. Dito naman po may dalawang types tayo. Ang una is the canata. It is a song or vocal music. There are lyrics and may be accompanied by the sounds of instrument. Music becomes representational because of the lyrics. The second one is the sonata, instrumental music. There are only pure sounds of musical instrument. The second lesson is Expressionist theory of art. Expressionist art tried to convey emotion and meaning rather than reality. Each artist had their own unique ways of expressing art, emotions, in their art. In order to express emotion, the subjects are often distorted or exaggerated. At the same time, line colors are often vivid and shocking. Above is the pictures of example of expressionist arts. So dito po sa expressionist arts, mostly na makikita sa mga art is more on emotion. More on emotion rather than reality. Some of the most common emotion are anger, shocking, and happy. Expressionism daw po ay isang artistic style in which the artist seeks to depict not objective reality but rather the subjective emotions and responses that objects and events arose within a person. The birth and development of Expressionism. The roots of German Expressionist school lay in the works of Vincent van Gogh, Edward Munch, and James Ensor, each of whom in the period of 1885 to 1990s evolved a highly personal painting style. These artists used to express the possibilities of color and line, to explore the dramatic emotion, laden times to convey the qualities of fear, horror, and or simply to celebrate nature with hallucinatory intensity. Of the movement. The decline of Expressionism was hastened by the vagueness of its longing of a better world, by its use of highly poetic language. In general, the intensity, personal, and the increasable nature of its mode of presentation. The last lesson for Module 5 is the aesthetic Hinduism. Hinduism is the philosophy of pleasure. It means doing whatever brings you the greatest amount of pleasure, regardless of any other effects. At first glance, Hinduism seems very simply, just do whatever you like, eat whatever you like, and treat people rudely. It lies around in bed all day. But things are not so simple. Philosophers speak of the paradox Hinduism, which refer to the way pleasure seems to go sour after a while. Dito po sa paradox of Hinduism, sa kanila daw po is the more, basta po nakakaramdam ka ng pleasure or masaya ka sa isang bagay, is pwede mo siyang gawin kahit kailan mo gusto. Pero may consequences po. Like, for example po dito is, kumain ka ng candy sa buong araw or kumain ka ng candy all the time, ang magiging consequences or result po nito, negative, is magkakaroon ka ng stomach ache. Or maaari din pong masira ang iyong ngipin. Aesthetic Hinduism po, Aristippus Epicurus, ayon po sa kanya, beauty is pleasure, ugly is pain. May quote din po siyang iniwan na kung saan, eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow you die. The last graphic organizer will cover the Module 6, Art and Philosophy, Institutional Theory, Aesthetic Functionalism, and Action Theory. Under the institutional theory is the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, art refers to any artwork created using artificial intelligence or software. One of the first significant AI artists was Harold Cohen, who was developing the Aaron system beginning in the 1960s. In the 1960s and 2000s, Scott Travis and Carl Slins created artwork based on artificial evolution. Dito po sa artificial intelligence, pamilyar naman po tayo sa mga app or software na kung saan pwedeng makagawa ng isang artwork. Katulad na lamang po ng digital art. Pamilyar naman po siguro ang iba po doon. Kung saan dito sa digital art ay makakapag-paint ka using a pen or your hand by just tapping you can create an art using an software and artificial intelligence. How to be recognized as artist by the Art World Institution. You must has a skill in talent, study in art school, has degree in fine arts, becoming a member of an art organization, win recognizable prizes and awards, has an artwork exhibited in museum and galleries, mentioned in books or media, and art history, become a well-known and revolutionize the art. The second lesson is the aesthetic functionalism. Under this, we have two types of function. The first one is functional art. Functional art refers to the aesthetic objects that serves utilitarian or meaning practical and useful purpose. Can include many different things, etc. Furniture, example, Functional art refers to the aesthetic objects that serves utilitarian, practical, or useful purposes. Can include many different things, example furniture, lighting, dishes, and even books. Infuses aesthetic ideas into things that you might never have expected to view an art. Serves a purpose other than being aesthetically pleasing. Andito po sa functional art, yung mga art dito is may purpose po. Like, art ng isang upuan, kung saan pwede siya magamit na upuan, hindi lang basta display sa museum or art galleries na isang art na upuan. Ayun po. Dito po sa non-functional art, it encompasses paintings, sculptures, and all manner of fine art. Pieces of arts that usually seeks to engage with the viewer of an intellectual, emotional, or aesthetic. Dito naman po sa non-functional art, it attracts the viewer yung mas hinahanap is yung more maganda sa kanilang mata, like paintings po or sculpture ng isang tao. Yung mga non-functional art, ito po yung mga art na hindi nagagamit. Ang purpose lang po nila is display lang po sa isang lugar and para lang po sa mga tao makita nila po. Architectural principle. Dito naman po sa architectural principle, forms follow a function. Ang function is purpose or use of the building. Ang form naman po refers to the shape, size, color, texture, space, and proportion. Feminine beauty naman po, may dalawang factors din, which is the form and function. Sa form po is shape. May example po dito is the woman is a sexy body. Ang function naman po dito sa kaliwa is the reproduction as woman as a mother. This lesson for Module 6 is the action theory. Under this is the abstract expressionism. It is a term applied to a movement in American painting that flourished in New York City in World War II. Sa action painting po, action painting emphasize the painting emphasized the revolutionary nature of the artist's decision to paint. Action painting is predicted on the idea that the creative process involves a dialogue between the artist and the canvas. Action painters were not interested in depicting illusionate scenes but rendering the energy and movement of the life in a visible way on the canvas. Ito po, dyan po sa taas ang example ng mga action painting na maaari po nating makita. The last is the color-filled paintings. Dito naman po sa filled paintings is wala po tayong gaanong makikitang shape like muka, puno, or many other shape. Ang mostly na makikita po natin dito is color lang po. Ang mga color na yun ay maaaring mag-form ng mga shape, depende po sa choice ng ating artist.